Hello children, hope you're all doing well. In today's session, we will learn a little about our country, India. Do you know children, India is the seventh largest country in the world and third largest in Asia. India derives its name from the river Indus, around which the very early settlers resided or lived. Our country is located in the southern part of Asia and it is surrounded by water bodies on its three sides. And because of this, our country is called a peninsular country. Now, what do you think is a peninsula? It is nothing but a land surrounded by water bodies on its three sides. We have Bay of Bengal on the east, Arabian Sea on the west, and Indian Ocean in the south. India has 9 neighboring countries. It shares its land borders with 7 countries, namely Afghanistan and Pakistan to the northwest. We have China and Nepal in the north. We have Bhutan in the northeast, Myanmar and Bangladesh to the east. Okay, now our country also shares water boundaries with Sri Lanka as well as Maldives. You know, our country shares a very strong land and geographical as well as the political zones with its neighboring countries, and it is collectively referred to as the Indian subcontinent. Now, what is a subcontinent? It is nothing but a part of a larger continent, and it is made up of number of countries that forms a large mass of land. So if you see in the Asian continent, which is one of the largest continent in the world, right? Now in Asian continent we have India along with its neighboring countries, which is forming a larger part of this Asia continent. Okay, so our country along with our neighboring countries together or collectively is known as the Indian subcontinent. Every country is divided into some physical, political and administrative divisions. India too is divided into political, physical and administrative divisions. Let's see the political division first. India is divided into 28 states and 8 union territories. New Delhi is the capital of India. Now, why do you think only New Delhi is the capital and not any other state? That's because all the important government buildings are located in this city, and even the major government activities are also organized here. That's how the capital city has been decided in any country or state. Now, coming back to our administrative division, we have 2 levels of government in India: the central government as well as the state government. The central government administers the entire country and the state government takes care of the matter related to the individual states. Have you heard about union territories, and what are they? Union territories are those areas that are under the direct control and administration of the central government, which shares its distribution of power with the center. Okay, therefore the union territories are also known as the centrally administered territories. India is a country of diverse landforms with 6 main physical features: the northern mountains, the northern plains, the Great Indian Desert or the Thar Desert, the peninsular or southern plateau, the coastal plains, and the islands. Let's see these physical features one by one in the coming slides. Towards the northern part of India stands the highest mountains in the world. The northern mountain ranges in India include the Himalayan mountain ranges. These mountains stretch from the Indus River in the west to the Brahmaputra River in the east. See, this blue line represents the river, the water body, which ultimately joins the large water body. Okay. Now, the word Himalaya itself is derived from 2 words: him, which means snow, and alaya, which means abode. That is a place to live. And so Himalaya means the abode of snow. On the basis of the height, these Himalayan ranges is classified into three: the Himadri, Himachal and the Shivaliks. Let's look into these classification in detail. As I've mentioned earlier, the Himalayan ranges are classified on the basis of their height. Okay, now the tallest among three is the Himadri. It is also known as the Greater Himalayas or the Inner Himalayas. It makes up the highest part of the mountains. Many of the world's highest peaks, which is about 8,000 meters. For example, Nanga Parbat, Kanchenjunga, Mount Everest are located here on the Himadri. Then comes the Middle Himalayas, also known as the Himachal. They are also known by the name Lesser Himalayas too. These ranges lie to the south of the Himadri. It has an elevation of about 4,500 meters. If you see here in this map, you can see the second division here. This is the Himachal. This is Himadri, right? Now, many of the well-known hill stations like Fir Panjal, Nag Tibba, Mahabharata are all located here in this mountain range, Himachal mountain ranges. Okay, the next division is the Shivaliks. The Shivaliks are also known as the outer Himalayas that lies to the north of Indo-Ganga Brahmaputra plains. Here comes the Indo-Ganga Brahmaputra plains, and towards the north of this lies the Shivalik mountain ranges, which has been numbered 3 here. Okay, you can also see quite a lot of flat valleys in between these mountain ranges. Which one? This Himachal as well as the Shivalik mountain ranges. And these flat valleys are known as the duns. You might have heard about Dehradun, right? Patlidun. So these are known as the duns, which is located in between the Himachal as well as the Shivalik mountain ranges. So we have learned about the different mountain ranges in the Himalayas, right? Yeah. Now let me ask you something. Does the Himalayas influence the life of people of a country? Or how do you think they are important to us? Children, Himalayas are very important as they influence the life of the people of a country. Okay, now they act as a physical barrier. Now what is physical barrier? It acts as a huge wall protecting a country from other Asian invasions. It also acts as a climatic barrier. What is climatic barrier? Again, it acts as a huge wall protecting or trapping the monsoon winds which is blown from a water bodies, huge water bodies. The huge water bodies surrounding our countries are the Indian Ocean water body and we have Bay of Bengal as well as the Arabian Sea. So all the monsoon winds which has been blown from these water bodies have been trapped in our country itself so that we get plenty of rainfall throughout the year. And because of this, we are able to grow different types of crops everywhere in our country, isn't it? So it acts as a climatic barrier. It also acts as a climatic barrier in a way it blocks the other cold winds coming from the very cold winds coming from the Central Asia. So in two ways it acts as a climatic barrier. One, it traps the monsoon winds going outside our country, and it also blocks the very cold wind to enter our country. Now, the third important reason the Himalayan ranges are influencing us, it is a main source of water. How is it becoming the main source of water? As I said, we can see a lot of glaciers found in the Himalayan mountain ranges. It's always snow, right? You can see sheets of snow there. So they are called the glaciers. So these glaciers are the main source of water. It continuously provide water to the perennial rivers. What are perennial rivers? It's nothing but the rivers that flow throughout the year. Towards the south of Himalayas lie the northern plains. So the northern plains is the second physical feature of a country, isn't it? Now what are plains? Plains are flat land made up of fertile alluvial soil. Now two river basins, the Indus Basin and the Ganga-Brahmaputra basin form the northern plains. Basins are nothing but a depression or dip in the earth's surface. You can see an oval or a circular. They can be in oval or circular in shape, which is something similar to a sink or a tub you might have seen in your own bathrooms. So some are filled with water and others are empty. Now, since the northern plains are made up of fertile alluvial soil laid down by the rivers Indus, Ganga, and Brahmaputra, these plains are always fertile. Okay, so because of the high fertility of the soil, this area is densely populated. Okay, so that people can come and settle down and grow enough crops for their survival. Okay, that is why it is densely populated. Just like the northern Himalayas or the northern mountains, these northern plains are also divided into two. One is known as the Indus Basin and the other one is known as the Ganga-Brahmaputra Basin. The next physical division is the Great Indian Desert that lies to the west of the Aravalli Ranges. Now this is the Aravalli Ranges. Now towards the west lies the Great Indian Desert. It also extends to the Sindh part of Pakistan, and this Great Indian Desert is also known as the Thar Desert. The land here is generally flat and dry, which is covered with sand. There are hardly any rivers here, and whichever small rivers that are present have very less water that quickly dries up before reaching the large water body. The only large river found in this entire Great Indian Desert region is the Luni River. So the next physical division is the Southern Plateau or the Peninsular Plateau, which lies to the south of the northern plains. If you see here in this map, this blue shaded area is the Southern Plateau, which lies south to the northern plains. Now the plateaus are nothing but an elevated tableland, right? See here in this picture, a slightly elevated land. So these types of landforms are known as the plateaus. Now the plateaus are one of the oldest part of the Indian subcontinent. Now if you see in this map, can you see the river Narmada? Right, so this river Narmada actually divides the Peninsular Plateau exactly into half. Okay, now the northern part is known as the Central Highlands and the southern part is known as the Deccan Plateau. The Central Highlands are usually drained by rivers like Sun, Chembal, Betwa, Damodar, and all these rivers are non-perennial rivers. Now coming to the southern part of the Narmada River, we have Deccan Plateau. Now this Deccan Plateau has a shape of a triangle. Can you see here? Yeah. Now this Deccan Plateau has or is bordered by Western Ghats in the western side and Eastern Ghats in the eastern sides. Now Ghats are nothing but continuous hills rising steeply from the coastal plains. The next in the physical division is the coastal plains. Lying along the eastern side towards the Bay of Bengal, we have eastern coastal plains, and towards the west, lying along the Arabian Sea, we have the western coastal plains. Now the eastern coastal plains are actually divided into two parts. The northern part is known as the northern Sircars and the southern part is the Coromandel coast. Now the eastern coastal plains are broader and more level than the western coastal plains. That means the coastline is usually regular. Now coming back to the western coastal plains, it is known as Konkan coast in Maharashtra, Kandra coast in Karnataka and Malabar coast in Kerala. Now this coastal line is narrow and uneven with broken coastal line. Now these two coastal plains, the eastern coastal plain and the western coastal plains, meet at a place in Kanyakumari, and this place is known as the Cape of Comorin. Two groups of islands also form part of India, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep Islands. The Lakshadweep Islands are a group of 36 coral islands in the Arabian Sea. These islands are located 300 km to the west coast of Kerala. Lakshadweep means 100,000 islands. So towards the east we have the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which is a group of more than 300 islands lying or located in the Bay of Bengal. Most of the islands are volcanic in nature, and India's only active volcano is being erupted in the barren islands of the Andamans. So in this video we have learned about the political and the physical division of a country, and I hope you all have understood it well. Meet you all for the next video. Till then, bye bye children.